Alright guys, I'm at BMW Inchcape and I am testing this bad boy. Oh, it's even got the acro. Okay, that'll be interesting to hear. But yeah, this is the GS Adventure and this is the ASA version. She's a big old girl. I've just handed my motorbike in for its 20,000 kilometer service. And yeah, we're going to test this. So like I said, this is the ASA. That is weird. I'm going to be grabbing for that clutch so often. But, oh man, the seat even feels different. Now, it is hold the brake in and then hit the start. Nice. Now, I select shift to a gear to switch between. If I, oh my god, that feels weird. Okay, brake out. Oh wow, that feels so strange without the clutch. I think I'm going to be grabbing for the clutch quite often. Now I'm in manual mode. I actually wanted to try it in, let's go over here. Now I'm in auto mode. No clutch, no clutch. Oh my god, auto feels weird. Oh man, auto is so weird. How are these gear changes? That wasn't too bad. I want to turn right around. Wow. And it also feels weird because I'm on the street tires. The street tires feel strange compared to, oh, that was a weird gear change. So I was talking to one of the subscribers, you know who you are, and he has the ASA version, and he was talking about how the bike learns your riding style, and so the gear changes over time actually become smoother. Oh, like that was a droppy gear change. Yeah, so over time the bike learns how you ride and the gear changes become smoother, but it takes like 500 kilometers or so for the bike to properly learn it. So he said probably with the test one you're going to get clunky gear changes. Man, it feels like a big beast. I'm in 5th gear. I don't normally ride 5th gear here. Normally I'm in 3rd. Remember, this is in automatic mode at the moment. I just wanted to try it out and see what it's like. And it actually feels like I'm sitting on top of the bike a lot more than my GS. So that could be something to do with setup. Like my foot pegs are lower than this. My seat might be a bit lower, maybe. I don't know. The seat on this is more of a plank. Oh yeah. Gear changes down aren't too bad. I just switched it over to manual and I slammed the gear stick down to change down a gear, and there's no click. Like there's no clicking in that gear lever because it's, oh, that feels weird. I'm so used to having to put like a lot of pressure upwards and downwards to get it to change, but this is just, it's an actuator. Like there's no mechanical connection there, so it feels super light. I'm just gonna stop in here and I'm gonna put my other camera on. Oh man, it feels so light. Oh, I just went for the clutch. Yeah man, it feels so weird to me. Also, there's no bar risers. I have bar risers on mine, and I've also twisted the handlebars a bit forward for an off-road riding. This is more on-road riding at the moment. I must say, with that acro, I didn't even notice a change in pitch. Like, I don't think that added too much value. to the noise, maybe the looks. So what are the takeaways at the moment? I'm in automatic at the moment, or drive, and the key takeaways is the gear shifts are pretty abrupt. I'm in fourth right now, third, second, there we go. So it stayed in second for that. But look at this. Whoa. Whoa. Like that was all the automatic gearbox doing that. They're pretty savage. But like one of my subscribers was saying, it begins to understand how you ride, and over time the gear shifts get nicer. The issue with this bike is it's a demo bike, so all kinds of people have been riding it, everyone rides differently, and so it's a little bit different. What I have noticed about the automatic is it really wants to get you up to 6th gear, even in Dynamic Pro. At this speed I wouldn't be in 6th, I'd be in 4th, maybe even 3rd. So yeah, it really wants to bump you up through the gears, and it feels kind of odd. Now that's in automatic mode. When I switch over to manual mode, what I really like is how smooth the downshifts are. So if I come off the accelerator, 5th, like those downshifts and upshifts, like that's incredibly smooth shifting. So as soon as you switch it over to manual mode, those shifts are so smooth. And the gear lever is, like I said, it's only an actuator, it's not actually mechanically attached. So it's like it's a sensor and you just tap it, and it's very, very light, and it feels quite strange actually. So as far as the cockpit goes, it actually just feels really similar to my bike. The only difference is I have this big dinner plate here. That's the only real difference. I don't feel difference in my legs touching the tank. I don't feel I do feel a difference in riding position, but that's because there's no bar risers. The bars aren't turned up a little bit like I have them. I have the enduro package, so my feet are actually a little bit lower, things like that. Little things do feel different. One of the biggest things that feels different though for me, and this could be because all that stuff that I just listed off, or it could be the adventure, is I really feel like I'm on top of the bike on this. Now a lot of reviewers have said that even about my bike, my GS, the regular GS, but I feel that it's even more pronounced on this adventure bike. The seat, however, the seat is quite comfortable, I must say. I think if you're looking at really long distance touring, road touring, things like that, the seat on this is much better than on mine. It's still not as good as the 1250, but it is better. Take that how you want it. Now, I don't particularly like the automatic, but that's a really nice smooth gear change. This is in manual mode, so this is me using the shifter, and I don't need to put a lot of pressure on that lever. Look at that. Oh, I've forgotten to change all the way down. I'm in 4th gear right now. I'm coming to a stop. Look at that, it changes it down for you. Okay, so I'm in manual. Let's see how this goes. So those gear shifts are still a bit bleh, bleh, bleh. When you're really pushing the bike, it's kind of what happens. It dips just that little bit between gears, but what it really shines with is the downshifts. Like, the downshifts are just so clean. And I don't know if it's because it's just that lever, like it's so smooth. Oh, so clean. Ooh, that upshift was terrible. But yeah, oh, that downshift. So clean, so clean. Now, yeah, like I was saying, it doesn't feel too different to my motorcycle. Like, I don't feel a massive amount of weight. The center of gravity is still really low. That's a part of the Trans-Euro trail. I'm not going to do TED on this bike. It is a demo, and I'm not permitted to go off-road. So I think for me, what I like about the automatic is obviously no clutch. You don't have to deal with the clutch all the time, feather it and whatnot like that. I don't know how that'll translate to off-road riding. Maybe it's worse, maybe it's better. Definitely, I think for me, the automatic is amazing in manual mode. In auto mode, it kind of lacks a little, and it really wants to jump you up through the gears. So what I wanted to do, I'm in 5th gear. Let's slow it down. I'm still in 5th gear. When's it going to change lower for me? Let's get down to 60 kilometers an hour. Oh, there you go, it changed. When does it change back up? There, 74. So this is in dynamic mode, so it should actually be holding longer. So what I do want to test though, let's get down to 65. I'm in 5th gear. It's very windy here, sorry. So I'm in 5th gear, 65 Ks. What happens? Okay, I want to overtake. It doesn't drop gears. Like normally you would drop down to 3rd or something and bam. I'm going to pull over for a moment. There's a car. I want to be able to conduct my experiments. Yeah, so it does kind of get away with it because it is so torquey, but it's also kind of annoying. So your auto, oh Jesus, those gear changes are terrible. This is auto mode, just remember. Let's get it to 6. Come on, change gear. There we go, we're in 6th. Let's lower that speed. Still in 6th. Oh, it dropped to 5th. Okay. I want to try and get it to drop a gear. Okay, here we go. Nah. Just didn't drop any gear. It stayed in 5th. And that feels really weird to me. I don't like that. Now, to get around that, you could be sitting here, okay, yeah, I'm going that speed, okay, but I can just choose to drop it. So I can choose myself. I can blup blup down gears and then go. But still, it's an automatic. Isn't that meant to happen? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the way the bike changes gears. So, what are my final thoughts? Well, as a GSA, I think it feels very similar to my GS. I don't think there is much difference in the handling feel of them. Maybe it's a little bit slower to tip in, a little bit slower to do these things, but it's tiny. The regular rider is not going to notice any difference. Now, the bigger question, the ASA, would I have it? So, here's where it's difficult. If I could only get this bike in automatic or manual,
not this semi-automatic where I can choose the gears and whatnot. If I could only get it in automatic, I wouldn't touch it. I would not touch it with a 10-foot pole, because the gear changes are just so abrupt. And also, I'm in 6th gear right now and I want to pull. It's pulling from 6th gear. I want to be able to knock it back. Now, I can do that. I can go. So, just there, I knocked it back. It's still in automatic. And now it'll choose the gear for me. Yeah, like the automatic gear changes are very abrupt. And they actually sometimes happen in corners. And it feels quite strange, because you're ducking into a corner, you're putting on the power, and then it goes in the corner, and it feels, yeah, just not very good. On the flip side, when I switch it into manual, those downshifts are something else. Like, those downshifts are so good compared to my bike. And my bike has the quick shifter. I changed down the same way, but it's just a little bit more clunky with the downshifts. The upshifts, they're still a little bit droppy, but the main difference is, in this, you can't feel it as much in your foot. So you're not really struggling with that shifter. Not that you struggle, it's just the shifter is a little bit more difficult to use. In saying that, on my bike in particular, the upshifts, I can get them much smoother than on this. And that's, my bike's the manual with a quick shifter. So the upshifts on this, even in manual, aren't as smooth as the upshifts on mine, which is a manual with a quick shifter, if you understand what I mean. But the downshifts in manual on this bike are incredible. Like, they are buttery smooth. Like, just so smooth. Like, that wouldn't happen on my bike. I can get them to reasonably smooth, but not that smooth. So that's the advantage of this. Now, would I have the automatic? If I was only riding road, because I can't test this off-road, unfortunately, I'm not allowed. So if I was only riding road, would I have the automatic? Yeah, I would. I would use it in manual mode 100% of the time. Maybe 98% of the time I would use it in manual mode. But yeah, I would have the automatic. I think it's quite nice. Oh yeah, downshifts are so clean. And the upshifts are super easy. It's just they feel like they kind of lag and then click. And there's nothing I can do about that, because I'm just hitting a button essentially with my foot. But yeah, the bike feels like it can tip in quite well. It feels nimble enough to have a really good time. Anyway, I'm going to take this back to the shop now, and I'm going to pick up a 900. If you enjoyed this video, give us a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys. So, something that I really actually quite like about this, I'm in manual mode, but it still doesn't mean you need a clutch. But what I like is the power comes on pretty quickly. Like, there's no delay in receiving power. Like, I thought the internal clutch might allow a little bit of slip, but actually that's really cool. So yeah, the power is almost instant. There's no worrying about working the clutch or anything like that, and the power is there, which is, it's quite nice. I really like this bike in manual mode. I'm not going to do any filtering because she's a whopper and I don't want to break anything. But let's get to a stop. So I'm stopped, hands not on the brake, and we're not creeping forward or anything. Power, there you go. Wow, I think that's really cool. Anyway, just thought I'd let you in on that. Nice.